This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K, Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Demco, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament. Relief Windows. Visit Baton Rouge, an authentic Louisiana experience. And by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome to Badron's Boudin Cajun Meats. This is Paradise, Louisiana. Give it another shot at one of our 30-minute shows, and I'm going to tell you what, it's going to be hard because our fishing report is 2 weeks old. Some of it is going to be real fresh. We got a lot of photos. We got a lot of things that we videoed in the last 2 or 3 weeks. It might be another 2 or 3 weeks before we get it all in. Don't give up on us. And I want to remind you, what we don't show, or if we show a short segment, you can always go to YouTube and find a longer segment or the whole segment. So hang on, because we got a lot coming up. We're going to revisit Grand Isle. The Attorney General, Jeff Landry, had all the excitement that last day, and he come in with that big marlin. And we was at the landing, we was at the weigh-in. We got a few words from him. Also, we are back to school with the Good Time Bass Club at Waddell Wildlife Management Area. We got a tournament report, a fishing report. Stay tuned. You watching Paradise, Louisiana.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. We believe you deserve a quality job.
Right.
You have to come back a little bit more. I'm going to come straight out with that.
Yeah, I think so.
They got it covered up.
Yep, that's the fish for sure. 733.
No, I wish you. man. If you wait 7:30.
You want to let it go?
You gotta watch the bill.
I know. Hey, Bill, can you go that way?
Let's hear everybody. Let's hear everybody clap. Let's hear everybody clap. There you go. Let's hear everybody clap. There we go.
Bill, can you go there?
How was your trip down?
Excellent.
You found your place?
Yes, sir. Okay. You all settled?
Look at this.
Yes. Yeah, what I was gonna do, I'm gonna lower down, turn it, and then we just put on the porch to get it over. We can lay it on the porch to drive it over. Bill.
It was a great trip out there. Weather was beautiful. Fish were biting. We loaded up with snapper and caught a couple of mai on the way out, and ended up tagging 2 yesterday and got this one this morning, and then tagged another one about an hour after that. So it was great. This one about 103 inches, and
What area y'all fishing?
we were out in the southeast of the mouth, around that area out there.
The fruit of the league. Who's the captain?
Oh, the captain is Scooter. Boat's owned by Keith Myers at the LHC Group from Lafayette, Louisiana. It was a great trip. Had my little boy with me, my wife, the family. It was a great trip.
Congratulations.
Well, thank y'all. Always great to be back in Grand Isle.
How much?
700.
How much?
700.
700. That's not high.
7.6.
Who want to guess the weight? Guess the weight.
640.
640. Who else want to guess the weight? How much you think?
620.
They're getting your money worth.
Watching Paradise, Louisiana.
There's no better way to cool down this summer than with a delicious, thirst-quenching Polar Pop Cup from Circle K. The Polar Pop Cup is the coolest way to beat the heat. Fill your Polar Pop Cup up with the flavors you crave and crushed or cubed ice. Nothing stays cold longer, so you can stay refreshed all day long. Stop in Circle K today for an ice-cold Polar Pop Cup. Polar Pop Cup, only at Circle K. Take it easy.
My neighbor Tony, he looked at me and said, "Man, you're crazy. You're about to leave out in this weather." And I said, "Sir, I have a tag fish to go catch."
I won this beautiful boat catching a tag redfish in Venice, Louisiana.
There's 100 redfish waiting. It all starts Memorial Day weekend. Sign up today.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. Uh-huh. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
Pod's moving in storage.
I need to clean out my study.
We'll deliver a container.
My brother-in-law's moving in.
Maybe he'll help you pack.
He's lazy.
We can refer some professionals.
It's just until he finds work.
We can keep things at our storage center for as long as it takes.
I am not happy about this.
Or you can keep your things on site for quick unloading.
Did you say freeloading?
I said unloading.
I heard freeloading.
I'm sure you did.
Store on site or let us drive your things to our secure storage center. Pods, moving and storage, solved.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and this is our tournament report, our rodeo tournament report. We had a tournament and it was postponed and finally got it back at the Lafayette Kayak Fishing Club. It was at LA One Slamboree. My pictures didn't get in quick enough, but we'll run them later on. But right now I'm just going to give you a real report. First place was Devin Betts. Second was Matt Carr. Third was Justin Miller. Fourth was, I can't even read my own right, Wright Beville. And fifth was Butch Ridgewell. The youth winner was Tanner Miller. Second was Luke Robinson. They had things all over from the most spotted, biggest flounder, and whatever it was. But the slam was won by Devin Betts. Y'all be sure and get those pictures in. Maybe I'll run it next week. False River Cookie Jar, we had 2 tournaments since y'all been gone. The last one this past Friday night was Kyle Bergeron and Kobe Blackburn. They had 14.19. Second was Tommy Jarrow and Brad Teal. The week before, first place was Stephen Graves and Tyler Henning. They had 12.95. You still catch some big fish. Second was Paul Lawson Peters. He had big bass of 4.72. Medium Bass Club out of Bar Black. That was a couple weeks ago. Finally got it in. Jerry Norris and Paul Johnson had 15.62. Jeremy Norris and Paul Johnson, also I think they had big fish also, but Neil Norman, Tim Cormish was second at 14.99. Third was Reuben Cheney and Santana Thiel. Fourth with our friend Gene Hoover and Chris Donaldson. Lures and Lunkers, they wrapped up their season over there, their spring season, and they gave out the top fisherman award. The team champions were Charles Dosette and Mark Moore, and the tournament that day was won by Steve Hadley and Dwayne Crumley at 13.63. And when you catching that off the Pearl River, you catching another good weight. Something real exciting. You know, they had the National High School, their Bassmasters National High School Tournament in Kentucky Lake in Paris, Tennessee. And our local boys, Christopher Capdaw and Sam Acosta of North Lake Christian out of Slidell, they come in fourth. They had made a good run. They had a lot of problems, but they did come through. Thanks to Gene Hoover for sending me this. We might talk more about this later on when we have a little more time. But they had 37.4, and the high school champions in Paris, Tennessee was Grayson Morris and Tucker Smith from Bridgewood Christian School in Birmingham, Alabama. Let me see if I got any more tournament reports. I think that's it right there. They got some tournaments coming up, and I'm going to show you that on the news. Hold on, let me get this real quick. They got the inaugural Patrick Taylor Fishing Rodeo coming up. That's the weigh-in, and at 2 p.m. at Nick's Marina in Lafitte. You go on the website and check that out. The Star is ongoing. We'll probably bring you a good report coming on. And this Saturday, Ascension Area Anglers got their open tournament out of Dry Runs Landing. That's a fundraiser to defray the cost of boys going to the Nationals. So that's the tournament. We'll be coming back with some more fishing reports.
The best part about being a member of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative is that it's your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. That's the power of your co-op membership. Demco.
your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
For generations, anglers from across the globe have put their trust in Abu Garcia. Because out here on the water, we know our science is your religion. Fish like a fanatic with the latest generation of Revo. Featuring up to 24 pounds of max drag. Designed for leverage and power. Built on corrosion resistance and comfort. World-class adventure awaits with Revo. Abu Garcia for life.
My neighbor Tony, he looked at me and said, "Man, you're crazy. You're about to leave out in this weather." And I said, "Sir, I have a tag fish to go catch."
I won this beautiful boat catching a tag redfish in Venice, Louisiana.
There's 100 redfish waiting. It all starts Memorial Day weekend. Sign up today.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report. I told y'all beginning of the show, we've been doing a lot of video, a lot of fishing, a lot of going, a lot of projects, a lot of events, and try to get it all in. I'm gonna give you some. You might see a few shots of what we have been doing in the last 2 or 3 weeks. I promise you I'm going to be bringing some of these things to it. I want you to be conscious. And in the next couple of weeks, we're going to take you Venice fishing with Captain LJ, fishing the Outer Island Marina with Captain Matt McCabe, and those people with the Child Advocacy that wanted, the young lady and her son. We got Lorto Sacalay, which I just did this past week as part of the fishing report. We got the LOWA Louisiana the visit we did with the LSU Sea Grant at Wack Lake Outlet, and to remind y'all, some of these things that you don't see, you just keep going to YouTube and seeing what we do. We're going to be putting more and more of these shows, the whole segment that we did, it'll be on your YouTube, and then you get to watch it, and you'll see segments on the show. Starting off with the fishing report right now, I'm going to go freshwater. Toledo Bend, great reports. People catch the Sacalay and bass. The water, they're going a little bit deeper. Early in the morning on top water, they're moving in shallow water. You see a few of them schooling. They ain't big fish, but they're catching fish. Lorto Saline right now is on fire. Been there 2 or 3 weeks. People been calling me. Right after the storm, their water's going out. I fished a little bit at the dam. At the canal right there where the water runs out, they were catching boarfish like crazy. It was hit or miss. I think we caught 4 or 5. But the next morning, we had Lorto fishing with the good friends over there at the Lorto Marine, Tony Jacobs and his wife, Renee. If you want to find out anything, what's going on at Lorto, all you got to do is call the store, go and do them. They got other captains. He can put you with if he's booked. I'm telling you what, in 3 hours, we had 98. We had 98. Poles on both sides. We were spider rigging, and that's how we caught them with shiners. On Facebook, we did a little live shot on Facebook, and he was showing you how to fish it. But everybody's catching fish over there, but especially Tony. And by the way, he cooked some of them Sacalay the night before we got there, what he'd been catching, and the food was outstanding. The store got some great food too. Amelia, Bob Black. I made that run Friday morning at the LOWA. I was fishing with Winston Michel, and he'd been catching some fish at runouts off of Lake Palourde. And we went north. Everybody, some of them folks went south. Some of them went both places. While they were running, we just fished at noon. Some of them got Joe Macalusa and them, I think they had 15 in their boat. They were fishing plastics and also fishing spinnerbait. But a lot of times they fishing a little topwater bait up against them trees in there. They were fishing Jeremy and Sherman and different areas. In Bell River, the day after I fished with Mr. Michel, he took Katie Michel was in there fishing, and she was fishing a whopper plopper. She had a 3.5 pound bass right there, one of the biggest bass she's ever caught. I said Lake Palourde, bass, and they just everywhere. Charles Beasley and them were fishing Lake Palourde, the canals off of Lake Palourde. Mark Navo was fishing John Lafitte, the park over there. He's fishing a little spinnerbait. He got a mixed catch. He got small bass, sac-a-lait, goggle-eye. He got everything in the fishing over there in the fresh water. If you're fishing Bell River and Lake, let me tell you, the word is out right now. I know some people, the water's still high, the spillway's falling. I know some people right now are fishing in the spillway and catching fish. Certain areas, they're catching the right run out. They're catching up to 100 bass in a day, okay? Also catching sac-a-lait and goggle-eye, some of these runouts. Still a little high for your favorite spots, but be on the lookout, watch the news, read the Morning Advocate, check with Joe Macalusa and all those people that give these reports. Don Dubuque's radio show, they're getting reports in right now. Spillway, it's about time. We're in the middle of August, and usually by the middle of July, we fishing in the Sapphire Spillway. So that's gonna be it. And freshwater, I think that's all I got. Now, I got the Caminada Pass. I'm just getting words that people are running out of Caminada Pass going toward Elmer's Island. I talked to a friend of mine here in the store today. 2 days, he was having live croaker. One time he had 75 croaker and they wound up with 60-something trout. The next day they had 50 croaker and wound up with 45 trout. So, and a big, beautiful trout. Is when you get off the Caminada, you got to watch out now. They got the rip and them sandbars, you got to go back around and come back. I forgot what they call that, but they're fishing the island, fishing the beach, and they're catching fish. Another one in Grand Isle is they fishing the barges. Okay, when I'm talking about fishing the barges, we're going toward Bayou Lafourche and fishing the barges, what we used to call back then the rock piles and everything, them. George Spivey over there fishing in Fouchon and Leeville. The last 2 weeks he's been catching fish. Early in the morning, his high water charters, he's using top water, super spook. Now the bone color. And then when the sun gets up, he's going to the Ketchum Shad. And then sometimes they get them on a run, or they get to the right area, they're catching a trout on every cast. Live bait is also another thing. You're catching live shrimp, still a good bait to fish anyway. You're either behind the island or in front of the island, but let me tell you this. The other captains that are fishing that, if you're fishing redfish, you don't need live bait. You can use market shrimp and you're doing it, and then if you got a favorite plastic bait. Other hot news right now is Lafitte. The plane trips by Tofield. Talk to him, talk to his guides and everybody. Tofield, when the weather allows, every day catching over 100 trout and a limit of redfish with his plane going out there. But the inside guys are doing great too. They have no trouble limiting out on redfish, and they run a little bit closer to the island, and they're starting to catch some speckled trout. So they get a mix there. Don't forget, you call Lafitte, call NewOrleansFishing.com. These guys can put you on some fish. Out of Melançon's Landing, my good friends Ron Amy and Tom LeBlanc, they had a black cloud day. They've been catching some fish and running out toward the Barataria Bay, and they're catching fish up in there. They hit thunderstorms. They caught a few trout and a few redfish, but the storms eat them up. So don't mean the black clouds, you Tom LeBlanc, but thank you for sending the report anyway. Now, Dulac, I'm telling you what, catching bait under a cork, Reed Price, And John Bernard has been sending me these reports from there. He's also been sending me these brim reports from these canals off and north of Amelia. So John is back in. He's been sending me for 2 weeks and sending me that. He also sent me a little devotion to read, because my sinful self. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. I've been reading it every day. Let me check it out. I don't want to miss nothing. I told you about Common Island Marina. It's a constant. It's getting better every day. I talked to Miss Angie. She sent me some pictures the other day. They ran offshore, and they caught some mangrove and some different snapper and everything they've been catching over there. They're doing it. I got some reports from Grand Isle out of Venice that they're running. Look, in Venice, Dennis Kelly and his wife Lisa, one day they went out on the passes fishing live shrimp. Look at this pile of redfish and speckled trout they caught. Then they jumped on a boat with a friend, went offshore, caught some snapper, some lemon fish, and different things. He was a little slow. Don't forget, that's 2 weeks ago now, that report. Dennis is a little slow sometimes. When he's having fun fishing, he don't think about sending pictures till he gets home. So let me check this out. I don't want to leave nothing out. I got you Toledo Bend, Lake Peru, John Lafitte, Venice. I think that's it. Dulac, I told you I got some good reports coming from Cocodrie. They're out there, folks. All you gotta do is get out there and get them. Watch this heat, it's unbelievable. Bring you a lot to drink. A lot of Dasani water, Powerade, and hang with them. We'll be back next week. I hope we got everything in. Chris did a great job. You know, he just come back from Alaska. He won't give me nothing, tell me any report. He said they had a black cloud day the first day, so stay tuned for Paradise, Louisiana. Don't forget to go to YouTube if you can't find it here, or even sign up for YouTube, and it'll help us. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana. Right here. Boudin Cajun meats at Bedroom. You can't beat it. Look at that tray. See you next week.
This is your weekly trip to Paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K, Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Demco, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament. Relief Windows. Visit Baton Rouge, an authentic Louisiana experience. And by Farm Bureau Insurance.